Hello, in this video we will look at mix and match and different pricing options that apply discounts. Without getting too much into explanation, we'll just go ahead and start scanning a few items so you can see what we expect to find. We'll scan in a Rockstar. We see that it's got a price of $3.99. If we add another, it's still $3.99. Now we will look at using mix and match or discount pricing. As a manager or admin, we can use the toolbar on the right, and we have access to enough features to get to the catalog schedule, which allows us to review the energy drink special that we have set up. So this is an energy drink $5.99, that's the name of this, and it's an equal to reward, which is over here. And it's set up for all days, all orders, all clients, every day of the week, all times, all dates. And it's got a category assigned of energy drinks. And once you hit 2, that's when you would hit this $5.99 equal to reward. So let's go ahead and make sure this is enabled. We have this order open, but what we'll do, let's just go back to the main screen, and then we can start a new order. We can then scan in that monster drink again. We get the same result, $3.99, but we're looking for what happens when we scan it twice. We now get an energy drink of the reward it shows on here. It shows some savings, and it shows the price is now set to $3. So we can't get $5.99 out of 2 items. It's just not possible, but we can get $6. So this is just a little breakdown to remind you to price your rewards accordingly. So the next point to notice is that this is a mix and match, so they don't have to be the same item. They just have to be in that category of energy drinks. So if we scan a different item that's in the same category, we get the same results. So we get the $6 price if we scan a 5-hour energy misspelled strength there. Now the next thing we're going to do is not something you might actually do, but it's used to, we're going to use this to demonstrate some of the flexibility of the scheduling program. We can add more than one category or type into this section here, and we can choose to have it behave a little bit differently. So if we set these to ORs, we can have these equal $5.99 if you're buying 2 of the energy drinks, or $5.99 if you're buying 3 of the beers. Now, of course, the beer would be more expensive usually than an energy drink, and it doesn't really make sense to make beers. You buy 3 for $5.99, but we're using this to demonstrate how the scheduling program can actually work. So let's just save that. We'll go back over to this order, and I'll scan. I'm just going to scan the same beer over 3 times, and we see that we have this energy drink special applied to the beers, and it's broken down their price to $2 a piece, so that they also equal $6, because we can't actually get to $5.99. Now we're going to look at how we can mix those 2 different sections together, the energy drinks and beer. Right now we have an OR. So you can buy 2, or you can buy 3 and get the equals of $5.99. If we apply AND to both of them, the way this works is you could buy 5 of either one. So if you buy 2 energy drinks and 3 beers, you will get the discount applied. Or if you buy 5 beers or 5 energy drinks, you'll get the discount applied. So it will sum on the total count. So if you have 3 energy drinks and 2 beers, you will get $5.99. can see we can add a couple of those in. And we could add in the last beer, and then we get the discount, and it calculates what it would take to get to the $5.99 or $6. And finally, we would go back here and change this to $6 so we get something reasonable. Now we will look at how this interacts with clients that you've associated with a transaction. For example, what happens if we look up a client, assign him to the transaction, sell him this beer. So he comes back, we assign him to the transaction, and he buys a beer. And he buys, in fact, 4 beers. That beer that he bought from his previous transaction is associated with this count that he's accrued, and he has this energy drink discount available to him. So if you assign clients to the transaction, their previous purchases are tallied up, and you can use this as a continuous rewards program for your customers as they buy products. There is a caveat for your customers on the particular discount type that this is applying to, the equal to. They are not discounted on their very first beer. That first beer is in the past, and the discount applies only to these 4 beers. And so the price point we see here, the final price is $4.80 for these 4 beers rather than $6 for 5 beers. So it doesn't give them any extra discount on any one of these beers we see here. That the discount is equivalent to what they would have purchased per beer if they had 5 beers on this order. Now that you've seen a bit about how the system interacts with the customer when you're scanning the orders and how the discounts apply, we'll take a brief look at the catalog schedule and the features that you use to set it up. So this panel here would show you all the list of existing price schedules that you have, and you could use the filters here to show only the ones that you want. In this case, we only have these equal tos that we've set up for this video. We can then review them, and we have a number of different ones here. So we have videos on each one of these sections because they apply a little bit differently. Menu list is a completely different setup than any of these other discounts. But here you'll name, you could give a description, you can apply pictures, you can apply constraints. So I'll just take a quick look here at the constraints. You can select different types of transactions that these discounts would apply to, and so you can just select multiple ones, or you can select different types of clients, contacts that you have in your system that would apply. You can use these for just certain days of the week. You can set up a time range, kind of like happy hour. You can set up multiple date ranges, so perhaps a holiday that you might want it to apply to. The categories and items that work in here come from, these are the types of items that you have set up in your system. So that's something you would have reviewed previously, and then you would associate the categories with the types manually, which is simple. We walk you through that in another video. And so you'd see beers, and perhaps if you have some brands, you'd also see the brands in these sections, and this allows you to assign a brand or a category or a subcategory to these sections on the right. You can also assign just simple items to the section if you want to get really granular. And then depending on the type of reward, in this case we just have a value. Sometimes your reward will be an item, and sometimes it'll just be a percentage discount or a value off, a different kind of value, say a percentage or a cash value off of the order. So in our playgrounds, you'll be able to use the different price categories. You'd be able to set your own up. You'd be able to apply your own discounts in lots of different ways. If you have any questions, give us a call at 866-973-8099 or email us at support@pointlesspos.com. Thank you.